Sunday, April 10. Principles and Standards. Question. Skim through the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, 6 and 7. Summarise on the lines below what stands out the most in your mind about it, about what it says to you. From the book The New American Commentary on Matthew, Craig L. Blomberg writes, "Perhaps no other religious discourse in the history of humanity has attracted the attention which has been devoted to the Sermon on the Mount. Philosophers and activists from many non-Christian perspectives who have refused to worship Jesus nevertheless have admitted his ethic. In the 20th century, Mohandas Gandhi was the sermon's most famous non-Christian devotee." End of quote. This sermon has been reviewed in many different ways. Some see it as an impossibly high moral standard that drives us to our knees and causes us to claim the righteousness of Jesus as our only hope of salvation, because we all have fallen far short of the divine standard that God calls us to as revealed in the Sermon on the Mount. Others see it as a discourse in civil ethics, a call to pacifism. Some have seen it in the social gospel, a call to bring the kingdom of God to earth by human effort. In a sense, probably everyone brings something of himself or herself into this sermon because it so powerfully touches us in crucial areas of our lives. Thus, we all react to it in our own way. Ellen White writes in The Desire of Ages, page 299, "In the Sermon on the Mount, he sought to undo the work that had been wrought by false education, and to give his hearers a right conception of his kingdom and of his own character. The truths he taught are no less important to us than to the multitude that followed him. We no less than they need to learn the foundation principles of the kingdom of God." End of quote. Thus, whatever else we bring to it, the Sermon on the Mount gives us the foundation principles of God's kingdom. It tells us what God is like as the ruler of his kingdom, and tells us what God calls us to be like as subjects of his kingdom. It's a radical call from the principles and standards of the fleeting kingdoms of this world to the principles and standards of the one kingdom that will exist forever, as you read in Daniel 7:27.